Today we are talking about Mario Kart World, the brand new Mario Kart game for the Switch 2. I haven't got a lot of time to talk about the new games for the Switch 2. I've been mainly talking about prices and all this stuff, but today I want to get into a couple new topics and actually talk about the games themselves, starting off with Mario Kart World. This game looks incredible, I must say. It's been a long time since we've gotten a new Mario game, so it's definitely time. The big complaint was with Mario Kart 8 was that we thought we were getting a new Mario Kart game for the Switch, and then it just turned out to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And that was fine, and that held on for a while, but definitely is pretty old now. I think it's 8 or 9 years old, which is crazy for a game to stand for that long. There is still a significant player base on the game, and it's loved by the community. But aside from all that, we're here to talk about Mario Kart World and the brand new game show off. There is a bunch of new stuff with this game, apart from it being priced at $80, from brand new characters to it being fully open world. The thing I was most surprised to see in this game was the roster of characters. There is a huge amount of characters in this game, ranging from the cow all the way to the snowman, and this is a huge character roster. And it's exciting, right? We're getting to play with a bunch of new characters in a Mario Kart game that we haven't been able to play with yet, or we've seen as enemies in previous games. I think most people were definitely excited to see that like Moo Moo Meadows cow rolling around. It's super cool to see how the game's evolving. The other thing I should mention too is that graphically, especially the skybox, I'll note that, because when I watched the direct, seeing the skybox, dude, it looks great. I don't know, Nintendo usually like optimizes their hardware pretty well with their games, and this is looking like one of these games that's really well optimized with their hardware. And it looks like the skybox looks beautiful. I'll even mention the water. The way that it is, especially some of the, like, it has like a little like reflection tint on it. It just looks good overall, I would say. And even the new art style of the characters, like the way that the characters look, they almost look a bit chubbier in a sense. They also have a bit more like detail, right? So it definitely brings a lot more of those characters out, like flourishes them out, right? Especially Mario. And I think we're gonna see this new model of Mario in the brand new Mario game, which I'm really excited for, because like that Mario seems, I don't know, just compared to the other Mario models, it seems so much more like Mario. And I don't see a lot of people talking about that, but like just the way that it is, it feels to me more like Mario, right? I know, Mario has that feel, but like just the way that the new character design is, it like just spouts Mario, even though, he looks like Mario and he is Mario. It's just like, it's just a feeling, right? For me personally. But aside from that, we also have a brand new game mode in this Mario Kart game, Knockout Tour. Now, Knockout Tour, I'm just saying, that's the game mode I'm excited for. A lot of people seem to be really excited for Knockout Tour. The Knockout Tour adds so much to the game, so if you get bored with Grand Prix, you can always switch over. And the way that you drive from every course, and it's like a battle royale, counting down the players, like it makes you, and people have talked about it in the live like experience where they're actually playing with the Switch 2, like it makes the game feel just a bit more competitive, right? And a bit more like people expressed how like paying attention to it more, because sometimes Mario Kart can feel a bit easy. The other thing I should mention too, because I'm quickly getting into all these game modes, but you can actually adjust the CPU difficulty in the settings. So there's like, you can turn on auto steering and all that stuff, but you can also adjust the CPU difficulty. And I think that's really good, because these CPUs in Mario Kart 8 are set at kind of this base difficulty. I think they do get harder when you go from like 50cc to 200cc, but aside from that, you can't like in 50cc set them at like a higher difficulty, and I think that adds a lot more to the game personally, right? But aside from that, getting back to the main picture of these game modes, Grand Prix also has had this big overhaul Now you are doing 3 laps around the original track, and then you are driving yourself to the next course. And I think that is a great idea. I think that adds so much more landscape to the courses, and the in-between road between these 2 courses is actually considered a track itself. It's just considered a straight shot track, so it's not like a round lap track. It's actually considered one track that's just a straight shot. And I think that's great because there are courses that I think they do want to flourish out more, but there's other courses where like, oh, well, this can't be a full course, so what we'll do is we'll make it one straight shot course, so you'd only have to do 1 lap, right? And I think that's perfect, and it works well, and it adds so much diversity into the game, especially for Knockout Tour, because you're driving in between and then going into these courses and driving in between. So it allows for just more courses overall. It almost feels like you're driving in like 2 courses or 2 tracks in one, right? And then for the first time in a Mario Kart game, we have open world. And this, dude, it's exciting, right? It reminds me so much of Forza. Just the way that everything's open world. Like, for a Mario Kart game, that's crazy. And Nintendo, I think the only real open world game that Nintendo's made so far is kind of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I think, what else is there? Let me know down in the comments. I'm pretty sure there's some other, but they haven't made too much open world games because they've been limited to the Switch hardware. So, getting the Switch 2 hardware, you can make some beefier games with this hardware, and I love that personally. And like, it's great for just like hanging out with friends. You don't want to go for a casual drive around, you can drive 1 lap on the track and everything. Like, it's just cool. And then we also have, last but not least, customs. So I don't think this was talked about too much, but you can make your own custom track line because everything's open world and you can drive from track to track. And so all these course linings in between allows for you to make like a whole custom cup. And that to me is crazy cool. Plus with the addition that you can now have teams. And I'm not sure if that was a thing in Mario Kart 8. I believe it wasn't, but correct me if I'm wrong. But just even the way that they're formatted, I guess, right? It looks way better and allows for like these team tournaments. Like, we could have a whole tournament, right? 4 teams, right? Each with 6 players, which is like crazy. Aside from all that and getting back to the custom course thing, that's something that like I think a lot of people have been wanting for a long time, is like to create your own custom cups. Even in Mario Kart 8, like the idea of like being able to pick individual courses and being like, 4 courses, here's my custom cup. I think that's like a great idea, right? And it definitely like allows for more difference in the game. And like the way they've done it too is like, sure, you can't like do 1 course on 1 corner of the map all the way in the corner and then 1 course in all the way in the top corner of the map, but the way it like links all together, like you can make it link all together. Like I think sure, having like you can pick your own individual courses and then race through them is fun, but having them chained together, I don't know, just it makes you feel more open world, makes you feel more in control, and just like everything connects the dots, right? And I think it makes it a lot easier for like new players to come in and like just pick their own courses and then link them together. The other thing I have seen before I end this is the complaints about the character select screen. I agree with you all. The character select screen is definitely a bad one, okay? It is messy all over the place, and the way that they have these new costumes, which by the way, costumes are a crazy new feature, but I'm kind of used to that already because of Mario Kart Tour. But I'm not really going to talk about costumes today, but aside from that, the selection screen is a complete mess, right? But I don't think what people are realizing is that this selection screen, I think, is meant to kind of get a balance between new and old players. Because you have to remember too, there are going to be new or just even like really casual players who come over for a party game to like play this game, right? And so like I think it makes it easier for them to see, right? Because if you had like you click on a character and then it like shows the costume menu, I get that would be easy, but like some people like, and sometimes younger kids too, right? Like they don't get the idea of that and they just click through. And so this allows it to be like a whole, like, these are characters you can choose from. And so like it advertises that. And I think it just makes it easier and more accessible, right? And I don't think I see people talking about that. So sure, the character select screen is like terrible, and I totally get it. It's accessible to a demographic who probably won't get a more complicated select screen, unfortunately. And I think Nintendo's wanting to appeal to both genres because this is a party game. You have to remember, this is a party game. There is a hardcore fan base for the game, and there is a whole casual fan base for the game. Anyways, this game is looking great. I'm really excited for it. I'll be playing it and I'll be streaming it the night the Switch 2 comes out. So don't worry. You'll see some gameplay of that. I have a capture card. I'm all ready to go. I'm all set up here. I'll have to do some live streams just to get used to it soon here. But otherwise, hope you guys have a great day. I'm a bit sick right now, but you know, I'm working through it. And anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace.